Recording in progress. Oh, we're gonna drink champagne now for the
Oh my
second.
gosh, it feels like it's about to come out. I'm gonna let it just do it. Ready?
Did it pop?
It popped.
It did.
It did. It didn't hurt my roof, so we're good
Okay,
there.
that's good. I was more concerned about you, but okay.
That was really cool. I'm gonna buy this all the time and point it at people.
Where what? Mine? Mine is
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Look, I have a big ass glass over here, you know. I don't pour just a tiny little bit that people usually do it.
I am definitely feeling it. I clearly don't know how to pour champagne. Look at that. That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's fine. I love the bubbles too. It's totally fine.
Okay.
Mm. Very good. I like champagne.
Oh my gosh, that's like I didn't get to drink it because like the vapors were in my eyes.
But do you like it?
Yeah, it's good. Again, if you're doing keto, extra dry.
Yeah, that's
So
that's the one I got it. We're drinking the same champagne. The rosé
good.
was different. You got the light one. I couldn't find the light one, so I got a normal one. Yeah. All right, let's go back to our independent woman with champagne. Cheers, my friend. I am
Cheers.
so glad we're doing that.
Me too. This is such a pretty green bottle. I have a problem where I keep all of my bottles up under my sink.
Okay.
You don't do that? No,
No.
just me. Okay.
You mean like empty bottles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Really? No. So I was keeping empty bottles a while ago because I was going broke. Well, I mean, I've been broke for so long now. It's like, so I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this freaking podcast slash read, whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing. And I'm not gonna have wine, you know? So I have to pretend. So I saved like three or four empty bottles, and then my mom came back, she'd throw everything away. And I was like, Mom, I was gonna pretend. Okay, so now there's no pretend. So I haven't done a podcast in a while because I had no wine, but you know, it is what it is.
That's really funny. No.
So
Um,
I want to go ahead.
I was gonna say I keep them for like vases.
Oh yeah, so I did that because there is a winery in Cape Cod, Truro Winery. They have it's so cute, like this. It looks like a lighthouse. It's a bottle of wine, but in the shape of a lighthouse.
Yes.
And it's so pretty. So I kept some of them at some point, putting like my fake flowers from dollar store, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then I was going like on a, how can I put it? Like going through a bunch of stuff, throwing away and get rid of, and I ended up getting rid of them. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, if you ever find a Trudeau company and you are there, they're so cute. It's like the bottle of wine in the shape of a lighthouse. That's really, really cute. And it's good wine.
Okay, I'll have to look for it. We have wine country further down south in Texas.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
So I have a question for you because lately I find myself like thinking, oh my God, I 46. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm such an old lady now, you know, if I am a lady. Um, so when I talk to young girls, I try to like, hey, you know, take it from me. I'm 46 years old. Don't do this, don't do that, you know. Try to help them, you know. And at the same time, I remember when I was young and some old woman come to me, hey, don't do that. I'm like, yeah, fuck off, you know, like I'm gonna do what I have to do. But I mean, you know, I get it what they were trying to do because now that's what I'm trying to do when I see young girls. So, did you ever find yourself in a position that you get to empower young women or even somebody your own age or even older, you know, because sometimes we meet, you know, somebody who's older than us, but you do have more experience in certain subjects, you know, like did you ever find yourself giving certain advice to somebody, you know, like do you do that or do you just like choose not to say anything, you know? Like
oh, at no point do I ever choose not to say anything, ever.
that's
I
all.
always have something to say.
That's awesome. I think that's why
Um,
we work well so good.
yeah, yeah. I am a firm believer that knowledge should be spread wide and far, and the people who need it will hear it. And if you never say it, then they never get to hear it. So even if at the end of the day they look at me and they go, yeah, whatever, then it wasn't meant for them. It's not going to stop me from saying it to the next person because the next person may say, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And ever since I was younger, giving advice has always been something I've loved to do. I try to give the best advice that I can. And yeah, all the time. We have what's called like an apprenticeship program where you have two ways to get your A&P license. You can either go through an FAA approved vocational school, or you can work at an MRO or someplace where you do an airframe or power plant maintenance, an FBO or something like that, under a licensed
Did you
aircraft
say
mechanic.
Amarillo?
Oh, FBO.
I thought you
Yeah.
said Amarillo.
Oh, MRO, Major Repair
Oh, gotcha.
Operation
Sorry.
Station.
Because I
Uh,
know I never been, but I know of Amarillo in Texas.
yeah, and I'm sure there's one in Amarillo, maybe. I don't know. Uh, But yeah, so and then after you accrue at least 30 months of mixed airframe and power plant practical experience, you can get that aircraft mechanic to sign a letter to the FAA saying, "Hey, they worked under me. Here's proof." You know, normally your repairman would keep proof of the maintenance they did, and then you would get your license, right? So we have something like that at a place where my husband works, right? And the
Mhm.
way that you get into that program is you come onto the company as either a cleaner or parts clerk, or if you have maintenance experience or military experience, you can just come in. It's an on-the-job training repairman position. And oftentimes I would tell anybody, hey, you're a cleaner today, but when that position opens up, you apply for it. I don't care if you don't think you speak good enough English. I will help you speak English. You know, I don't care if you think so and so on dock line, whatever, doesn't think you're a good cleaner or a good mechanic. What do you want out of your life? Don't base it off of what that person thinks about you. So, to that, I guess retrospect is I'm always encouraging people to go for what they want. Um, like I said earlier on in my life, I based my decisions off of what other people thought of me and fear and things like that. And when I felt empty-handed and like I didn't grow up to my full potential, I only had myself to blame for listening to someone else. At the end of the day, if I fail, I want to be able to blame myself.
Yeah. Hmm. Should we change the subject? Go a little lighter now? Like talk about like a fun, like what like what do you do and what is your favorite way to unwind? Like you come home or you're home, whatever. Oh my God, I need to like do this because I need to like distress or you know what I mean? Like me, I
This,
come home, it's wine, it's champagne, once in a while it's a little bit of pot. Is pot legal in Texas?
no, it's not.
Man,
No.
no, I'm
And you can't
sorry.
smoke marijuana and have an A&P license. So,
Ooh, such
yeah.
a you, huh?
Sometimes, yeah, it does. Before I got my A&P license, I will tell you, I smoked a lot of weed all the time, but I don't think that it had the intended effect that it was supposed to have on me.
Mhm,
I always had really, really high ambitions, so when I smoked weed, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, you're wasting your life. And I
mhm,
had such a negative high from that where, and plus my mom being an addict, I thought to myself, oh my God, you're an addict, just like your mother, whether it's weed or alcohol or anything like that. So I feel like weed has been ruined for me.
mhm,
I don't think of it negatively for anyone else. My best friend in high school grew up in a family that smoked weed. There's different cultures that smoke weed.
mhm,
So I wish that I had been able to grow up in a childhood or a lifestyle where I could take that because I view it as medicinal and use it as medicinal,
mhm.
but I can't. I have too many negative connotations with it.
Do,
And
do you do you think because you and I grew up with addict parents, like your mom was an alcoholic, my dad was an alcoholic. I am very much aware of that. Like I enjoy wine very much, and once in a while, I tend to notice when I increase the amount I'm drinking and I go on a break, you know? Do you think because you're aware of that tendency, because your mom was an alcoholic, do you watch yourself? Because I feel like when you grew up like that, I'm not speaking for everyone, but at least for me, I am more aware of my tendencies because I know because of my father, if I don't watch, I might go on the same path. Do you feel like that too?
Every day, every single day. I've struggled with well, I say every single day. I went to therapy back in 2018, 19, because I had an issue with alcohol. I did. I didn't drink every day, but I would start off with a little bit of champagne here and maybe going out to dinner with someone and having a few margaritas. And then I would think, well, I'll just bring home a bottle of whiskey. And then before I would know it, I would be like, well, let's try to drink the whole bottle of whiskey. And thank God my children have never seen anything like that. They've been asleep. And yeah, I can think of the really awful time, just awful, where I didn't have I don't know what it was, but I couldn't call and look for help for myself. So my husband called for me and he found a therapist. And what she said to me was, you do this every few years as a suicide attempt. And I thought to myself, yeah, you're right. It is. It 100% is an attempt to end my life. You know, I've wanted to end my life for a very long time. My mom passed away. I was pretty certain that's what I wanted to do was end my life. But stuck on that center line of having a family and making children, but also wanting to die at the same time. But hearing a therapist say that really helped me bring it out into the light that I absolutely do not want to die. I absolutely do not want to kill myself. And I feel like that just helped a lot. You know, I can drink in moderation, but I know absolutely I cannot bring home liquor. So
Yeah.
I do not bring home liquor. I absolutely do not. It's fine for me to have wine in the house. I never get to a point where well, no, I guess I'm not really sure. I would finish this bottle. I have to get on a plane ride tomorrow, so I'm not going to. But even if I finish this bottle, it is not like finishing 40 ounces of whiskey.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Whiskey.
yeah, that stuff will
Whiskey
mess
is
you
something
up.
else.
And vodka, gin, all of it, you know. When I was younger, I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just the Smirnoff that messes you up if you try to drink a whole bottle of straight liquor. No, it's all the straight liquor if you try to finish a bottle.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. It is a very um, bittersweet relationship with alcohol for me.
Mhm.
And I definitely have the tendency that my mother had to, I don't know, just be a sad lady.
I
But
know. I hear you.
I'm I try not to be that person. I have so much light and love in me that I don't want to be that person. And just like you said earlier, the person I was 5 years ago is not the person I am today. And thank God, you know, the person I was, oh gosh, when I lost my mother, the negative thought that I had was, let me drink as much as I can so I can figure out why she did this to herself. And I could never figure out why anybody would want to feel that way,
Yeah.
other than she had so much sorrow.
Yeah. Some people just it's hard. Like I've had those moments where I wanted to die. But I always said, oh my God, I'm too much of a chicken to actually take my own life. But I've had that. And I am not gonna lie, recently, as in a few days ago, I felt like that. It's not like a strong feeling that I get so depressed, but it like the intrusive thoughts,
Mhm.
that I was saying, it comes, you're not worthy, you're not enough, you're not doing enough, and it's just awful. But I was trying to get us on a more lighter path, and it brought us back to a heavy, dark one.
But listen, I do want to say one thing before we go to something lighter. If
Uh-huh.
you feel that way, and you did grow up in a family that had alcoholism, you got to understand the game was rigged for you from the
Oh,
beginning,
yeah.
and you've got to push yourself to grow out of it. And, I still struggle. I still struggle, especially around that certain time of the month. A
Oh,
fun time to struggle, women.
oh my gosh, yeah.
And all I can say
We
is chocolate and wine, not liquor, friend. Wine.
we women know how to ride the dragon.
Exactly. Wine makes me feel so great. Oh my gosh, I'm spilling it. But wine is lovely and like but yeah, if you struggle with alcoholism, definitely don't bring home the liquor. That's a
Oh
great
yeah,
way to
for
do
sure, for sure.
everything.
Yeah.
So,
So besides drinking wine, what like do you do to help you unwind? Like
yes.
what's some activities that you do? Oh my God, I had an awful day. I need to do this. Besides the wine, because the wine is my go-to. I don't know about you.
Honestly, talking to my husband helps a lot. Giving my husband a hug helps a lot. I tell him, especially around this time of month, um, I tell him, hey, I need a hug. I need some self-regulation here that I am not capable of doing on my own. Can we just hug for a little while? And uh, when I first met my husband, like I said, I was a wreck. I was just an awful wreck. And him hugging me and being with me at night and holding me, like, my husband is my rock. And I will tell anyone who listens to me, I love my husband more than I thought I was capable of loving anybody.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And I
Um,
hope
uh,
everyone has an opportunity to find that. I really do.
what is a guilty pleasure that you have that you don't want to give up? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. Just say
Oh, I'll
pack.
tell you, it is smoking cigarettes. Girl, I love smoking cigarettes so much. And vaping. Oh my gosh, I love vaping, but I don't because my husband gets so upset with me. He really does. But I don't think I'll ever give up cigarettes. And I don't smoke like every day, but I think about
I,
smoking every
you
day.
know, I was a smoker. I was a regular smoker, and once in a blue moon, I buy a pack, and it's just that first one after so long, it's like, oh, it's
It isn't
just
bad. What do you smoke?
Marlboro Lights.
Okay, I smoke Marlboro Reds. That's what my mom used to
I
smoke.
did that when I was a teenager. Marlboro Reds was my go-to, but now I'm super old. I cannot handle the Marlboro Reds
I
anymore.
I can't handle them either anymore. I can't. And dude, I don't even make it through the pack before I throw it away from guilt and from the fact that that crap is nasty. But I love it. I miss smoking cigarettes so much. Sometimes I dream that I smoke cigarettes and I'm upset with myself because I'm like, dang it, Casey, you've gone months without a cigarette. And here you are smoking a cigarette. And then I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't smoke the cigarette.
The
So.
bad part is like once in like I said, once in a blue moon, I go in and buy a pack. Because here in America, you guys don't do that, but in Brazil, you can go to a mini market and buy one cigarette.
Understand. That's all I need. Maybe two.
One. You
Maybe
not
two.
here. Like
Yeah.
you can go anywhere in Brazil. Hey, give me one, give me two. You don't need to buy the whole pack, but you gotta buy the whole pack. So I buy the whole fucking pack to
I
smoke one and a half. And then I feel so guilty because they're bad for you.
It's
And I throw them in
expensive.
the trash. And they're so expensive.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just send my packs to you. I'll smoke five and send it to you, and you can send
For
it back.
like a share
And
back and forth, right?
yeah,
I'll take one, you take one.
yeah, exactly. Oh, my husband gets so upset. I don't even tell him anymore. We talk about secrets we keep from our husbands. That's one I keep from him, okay? Because he gets upset. And I'm just like, listen, I threw away the pack. I only smoked a few. But yeah. Yep.
So for us to end on a super light note, if you could, it's like a famous phrase, like if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh gosh, this is gonna be such a dumb answer to some people, but it
Anyone, it can be a cartoon too.
I know. It would be Jesus Christ for me.
Oh,
If I could have dinner with one person, it would be Jesus. And the sermon we had today was John 3:16. which is just ingrained from me from childhood. It's so hard to be in church because it reminds me of my grandmother. She was a Methodist, and all I think about is the time that my dad's calling. I'll call him back in a minute. Just the times that we would spend together. I would joke with my grandma all the time. I would be like, Grandma, what do you want me to come home with? Because I'm probably gonna, please don't hate me for this, but um my my family's old and they're white and they're from the South, okay? So it is what it is. It's not my opinions. It's not the way I view anything. My husband is everything except for white. That's how I describe him. People go, "Oh, what's your husband? He looks Samoan." He's not Samoan, but he's everything. I'll have to show you a picture. He's got long, beautiful black hair.
You told me before. I think I've seen him. Isn't he Jamaican?
Yeah, he's Jamaican and Indian and Southern Chinese.
Oh,
And I never did Ancestry, but he did it and then I did it, right? But when he showed me his globe just like lit up everywhere, except for the one spot where my globe lit up, which was like England and Scotland and Ireland, and that
uh-huh.
was it. And he's like, "Wow, you're inbred." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm aware." But it stops
Called
with
an
me, okay?
inbred? That's hilarious. He called an inbred.
Yeah. Well, we have a interesting sense of humor, but we're mechanics too, okay? So we say awful things to each other and think it's hilarious
So
all the time.
your husband is anything but white. My husband is all white. Like all white.
Exactly. So one day we're gonna do
Typical
Ireland.
American white guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm from the South too, so you know. You know. And honestly, like I know some people who are dating their second or third cousins in my family, so married. So it is what it is. But gosh, I don't even remember your question now.
Who you would have dinner with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The
Jesus. So how did
princess.
I get on to what I'm talking
Like
about?
it's fine. It's fine. Hey, we're having fun, okay? This is not a job. We're just like we're drinking champagne, talking, and having fun. That's all. Like when I started this thing, it was like, I'm not gonna put pressure on me. I'm gonna have fun with this. If it stops being fun, I won't do it anymore. Like I said, I probably have 5 people listening to my podcast.
Well, make it
That's
six
okay.
because I listen too. Okay.
Hey, I have one
So,
more.
um, I I don't know if I'm subscribed, but I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed.
You
But I
you
never
are
get on
you
YouTube.
are on the YouTube.
Okay.
Casey, thank you so much. I have no idea how much I enjoy this, and I hope we get to do this again.
I actually really loved it, and like I'm super happy. But it's probably the champagne.
So this is gonna be on a podcast on YouTube. You okay? It's gonna be all over internet. I mean, I'm saying
Yes,
all
I'm
over
fine.
internet. I have five people watching, so
I'm totally fine. I do wish I knew what I was talking about 5 minutes ago because I don't feel like I got to the end of it. But
good. It's fine. Listen, we're having fun. I am having so much fun doing this with you, and that's all that matters. I think like making memories. Like we're not gonna be here forever, and it's something that I'm gonna send this to you, and you can, put it somewhere. Like once we're gone, somebody's gonna find and like, look at those two having so much fun doing this video, whatever, and drinking champagne and wine.
exactly.
Life is I feel like life is about the little things, the little happy moments we make for ourselves, you know,
Yes.
because
Yes.
nobody else is gonna help you be happy. It's all on us.
Yeah. I'll help you be happy every day.
Oh, thank you. I love
I I really believe the fact that you have the same relationship with your husband as I do with mine and your mother. Like, I feel like we were meant to meet each
Oh
other.
yeah, no, we're so in tune. Yeah, uh-huh. We gotta
Good.
make another one of these to tell people how we met. Because I
Okay.
think after this one we might go viral, so people want more information.
Yeah, yeah. And then give me like all the stuff. Well, actually, I can just go to YouTube and share it, right? I can
Yes,
still
yeah,
delete
yeah,
and
yeah.
share it.
No, I'm gonna send
Yeah.
everything to you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn this off and then we talk a little bit more over there. But it was
Good.
so
All
awesome.
right,
Thank you
great.
so
That was
much,
my next question is
Casey. It
here.
was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.